These petite Australian Labradoodle puppies are 4 weeks old today. And in this video, we are going to give you an update on what's been happening with the puppies, how Mandy's doing, what's coming up over the next week, and we're going to talk a little bit more about socialization. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and you can see that these puppies have moved again. They've had 2 moves. All of our other puppies have gone home now, so we have moved them into their final spot in the Doodle Den, which is a lot closer to the doggy door. This just makes it easier for them to learn to go to the bathroom outside before they go home to you, and it also gives them a bigger opportunity to get familiar with that doggy door. Now, the puppies are too small right now to use the doggy door, and they don't go outside for, well, in the next 5 days or so, we'll start letting them go outside. But we usually like to wait till they're around 4.5 weeks to 5 weeks old before they start going outside. So they'll start having that experience coming up really soon. So now you can see they have even more space, and we still have pee pads everywhere. But one thing you'll notice that's changed is we have 2 trays over here. Now these trays are going to end up being the only 2 places that they'll have pee pads over the next couple of weeks. And that is, again, to start teaching the puppies to go to the bathroom in a specific space as opposed to just wherever they feel like it. But there's no point in doing that right now because they're too young. Mandy's trying to pick all the puppies up. You'll see that she's putting her mouth around them. She's trying to pick them all up because they've just moved just minutes ago. She's anxious for them all to be in one spot where she can manage them. She just wants to be sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be. I may even get Reynolds to take her out because she's getting a little bit obsessed with it and just a little bit frantic because I've come in. So I think we're just going to take her out. There you go, Mandy. Out you go. Go on. Boop, boop. There we go. And we'll give her just a minute to become aware of the fact that her puppies have moved. What happens when we move the puppies is that moms come, they count them, so to speak, by checking and sniffing and make sure they find everyone. But they keep going back to their old spot to make sure there's no puppies there. And when they're here in their new location or when they're out running around in the Doodle Den, Mandy likes to herd them all into one spot where she's sure that nobody's going to disappear. So it's a natural mothering instinct, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Just for the purposes of doing our video, we'll just have her off camera so that you can see the puppies and we can talk about them a bit more. So they've done really nicely with their move, and look at Orange Collar is showing us. He clearly is the most brilliant puppy. Good boy, yay, good job. Good go pee, way to go, buddy. What a great job. He went all the ways over there and figured out that was where he should go to the bathroom. Now that's what we're looking for all of them to start to be working toward. And it's amazing, when one of them does it, like Orange did, the others tend to mimic the behavior. So it's really good. They teach one another just by virtue of watching what they're doing all the time. But it's unfair to expect them to really grasp that concept for another couple of weeks or so. Puppies are sponges, and right now they're growing and they're just absorbing everything around them that happens, which is socialization. That's really all that socialization is. So they're busy with that. And to expect them to actually learn something is completely unrealistic. Now, the other thing that's happened in this past week is they've got teeth. Yeah, I'm really brave sitting here today without shoes on because they are starting to nibble on me, and those teeth are sharp. So why am I not telling them no? Why am I not stopping Orange, for example, from chewing me? For right now, we want them to be able to chew on us. We want them to learn what our skin smells, feels, and tastes like, so that later on when we want to teach them bite inhibition, they actually know what skin is. We can't tell them, first of all, we can't tell them not to do something because they're too young, but we can't tell them, oh, don't do this, if they don't know what this is. So we start off by letting them put their mouths on us. The teeth are not so sharp that it hurts that much. Look, we got another brilliant puppy. Here we go. Look at this. Yay! I predict that these puppies are going to be excellent with their house training when you go home with them. Way to go, Yellow. Very smart. Yes. Whoopsie daisy. Red just fell off my lap there. So because they've got teeth, guess what? They've been eating. Yes, we've started solid food. And so right now what they're eating is a blend of pablum, goat's milk, and plain rice, plain pumpkin. We put the pumpkin in just because it is a transition in their diet. Pumpkin helps to make sure that their digestive system stays regulated. The pablum is there more just for stickiness, so that it's easy for them to lap the food up. And the goat milk is there for the protein. And goat milk is most similar to mama dog milk. Dogs cannot eat cow's milk or any cow dairy products. So that is why we have that combination of things. And there we go, black colors having a pee over there. Yay! Look at that. 50% of the puppies have all gone over there. Now, if this keeps up, we may be able to take the pee pads away from here. But for now, I think we'll just play it safe. 4 weeks is pretty early to expect that behavior on a consistent basis. Now, the other thing, because of the teeth, is we've changed their toys. So now we have things that are designed more for them to get their teeth in and actually get some, so that those teeth start to come through. So we've got a couple of things that have some rope on them. So Miss Monkey here, she has a little bit of rope in her arms, as well as some squeakers, which I think are all dead. I think everybody else has killed her squeakers. She's been washed about 100 times. Then we've got this corduroy here, which also is really nice on the gums. It gives a little bit of a massage. Mr. Elephant here, he's just for play. This is for when they want to tug together. And then this little guy over here, he also has arms that are made out of rope. One is just a little bit farther through than the other there. And again, they can play tug with this guy. And then the soft, fuzzy nature of his body there is also really nice and comforting on the gums. So those are the things that they've got going on right now. And plus they've got this one over here, which I'm going to move because it's now located near the pee pads. We just put these together. But this is nice and bright. It also has some good dangly things on it. It's lots of fun for them. It's actually a person one. Again, lots of good things to chew on, different textures, and bright colors for them to take a look at. Now, as we mentioned before, they can't see the orange and they can't see the red, so that's bright for us, but the blue is something that they are able to see. And you'll see how black is already over there trying to play with that toy. So we'll move that over to here because we don't want that dangling in the pee pad tray and getting all icky. And we have a few other things that throughout the week will change and move and hang from the bars. Now, one thing that's really a major change for the puppies now is it's super quiet in here. There's no other dogs. They don't have 13 other puppies who are playing and roughhousing and barking and growling and flapping in and out of the doggy door. So it's very quiet. Now that is lovely for when we want them to have a rest, but that is not good for getting them used to noises and desensitizing them overall. So what are we going to do about that? How are we going to manage that? Well, this happens frequently. We don't always have multiple litters. We often have just one or no puppies at all. After these puppies go home, we won't have puppies for a while. So what we do is we have several different things. We have playlists, and on those playlists we have a variety of different things, and we go from horns honking, car engines, just traffic sounds. We also have fireworks, And now this is an important thing because it is a New Year's Eve, and of course we get a lot of fireworks on New Year's Eve. There's so many dogs who get lost on New Year's Eve or Canada Day or on Halloween because they're so afraid of fireworks. So we start before your puppy goes home, and then we encourage you to continue after you have your puppy at home to keep them fully desensitized from fireworks. And you can do that with a playlist. And you can find these playlists on YouTube, and they're free. And all you have to do is play them. We have a TV for the dogs. We play that playlist, and what we do is we start with it at a low volume. It's pretty much just background noise. And then we just inch it up until we see them going, oh, what's that? And then we stop, because this is the key to socialization, is that everything is done within the puppy's comfort zone and making it positive. So we don't want to have it turned up to the point where they're petrified and they're running away and going, oh, what is that? We want to have it where they're going, oh, what is that? What is it? And that's the experience we want for anything to do with socialization. So obviously a lot of that is just pure observation of the puppies. Now with 6 of them, they're all going to respond differently. And what we're looking for when we do this is part of this is information for our assessments when we match our puppies, but we also want to be very aware that whoever might be afraid or a little bit hesitant, that's the level that we're working at. We're not working at the most confident puppy's level, we're working at the puppy who's most sensitive to what we're doing. So throughout the day they get different playlists. The other thing they get is football games and hockey games. Now right now there's lots of NFL football games because it's the last week of the regular season, so they're kind of all jammed in, and then playoffs start. Football games are great because it's not just the announcer and the announcer going, oh, and he's got it for a first down, but it's also in the background when you watch a football or a hockey game. There's always a ton of crowd noise. So it's like this perpetual, persistent racket going on. And that's what we want the puppies to be exposed to, so that it becomes almost like white noise to them. So they become completely oblivious to it. So when they go home with you, and let's say you live in a condo, and there's people walking up and down the halls making a noise, opening and closing their doors, they're like, oh, whatever. Or you live just in an urban area and you can hear traffic, and perhaps you live in an area near a hospital or a police station or a fire department and you hear sirens regularly. Or you're just in Vancouver and there's lots of sirens, and they'll just go, huh, it's a siren. So you want to do that with everything. When we have the puppies, we work on absolutely all the sounds that we can think of. And then when you get your puppy home, you're going to want to focus on whatever sound is peculiar to your area. Now, one of the other things is the puppies are starting to show us a little bit of their personalities. Now, I want to say first and foremost, the personality you see today is not necessarily the personality that you're going to see when you take your puppy home. These puppies are changing daily. Sometimes within the day we have a major change. We will also see a very big change in the puppies after you've been here for your family visit. It's a tremendous opportunity for them, and they always have quite a bit of change. Now you can see and observe by watching Red Collar Girl here, she is agitated. Her body language is stiff, she's fussy, she's been crying, she is not happy about anything at the moment. It's not she who is shaking, by the way, that's me. I have trembling hands, I have a tremor in my hands, so it's not the puppy who's shaking, that's me. So she's not shaking, but she's not comfortable. I can't do anything with her. If I try and flip her over, she's going to be really not happy with me. Nope, right away she wants up. She doesn't want to be picked up. She doesn't want to be put down. She doesn't want to relax. She's just thoroughly annoyed with everything. So how come that's happening? She didn't like the move, probably. She may have been asleep when Reynolds woke her up to move her. I'm not sure. I wasn't in here. And she's just not got her feet underneath her. So she won't even make eye contact with me right now. So what do you do when you have that situation? All you do is snuggle them up. You give them as much reassurance. You keep moving them around so that they're struggling with you, but you're going to try and get them to give in. You're going to talk in a really soothing voice. And you're not going to stare right in their eyes because that's a sign of aggression. And you're just going to try and cuddle them. And just give them that physical contact. Sometimes that's all a dog needs. It doesn't matter if they're 15 or they're 5 weeks old or they're 4 weeks old. She started to calm down a bit. Then you'll see I'm doing a bit of a sway. And that is something that you should do when you have a puppy, is sway, jiggle them, just like you do with a human baby. So all that's happened is I've changed my tone of voice. Sorry if it's a bit boring, but that's what's giving her the comfort right now, and the soothing stroking, just the same repetitive stroking. And now she is having a little bit of a shiver. Now it's not me who's shaking, it's the puppy. So we're just gonna let her do that shaking. So why do dogs shake? It's a bit like us when we're nervous. It's really expelling excess energy. And at the moment, that energy is nervous energy. And that's all she's doing, is trying to get rid of it in a way that is appropriate and doesn't cause her any risk. So we just let her shake for a while, and we just continue to give her a little bit of comfort. She'll be totally fine. It'll just take her a while. So now, what else has been happening with the puppies? Well, mostly they're learning to explore. You can tell how much more agile they are on their feet, which is why we've given them more space. We've got the food made up. I may get Reynolds just to bring it in, or, oh, he's not got any made up right now. They ate it all at breakfast. So this is terrific. They are really enjoying their solid food. They're a little bit messy when they eat, but not too bad, because you can see they don't have too much muck and mess around them. So I'm just going to hang on to Red Collar Girl here, and I think we got a couple who've gone to sleep in the crate, and I'm just going to let you have their weights. And we got one other fuss spot over here, so I'm going to see if I can convince Red Collar Girl that she can be between my legs and be quite safe. No, she's tensing up already. Part of it is because Mandy's not in here. If Mandy was here, she'd feel better. And then we'll just get you to come over here. There. We'll just get everybody all snuggled up together. Oh, we got a bit of our food stuck on our fur here. Let's get rid of that. There. Now when the puppies are huddled up, this is their comfort thing, because they're all huddled up together. And of course, safety comes with one another. So now let's go through the puppies and give you their weights, because we didn't do their weights last week. And I can tell you that the biggest puppy in the litter is Black Collar, and Green Collar is still our smallest guy. And Reynolds, can you grab those two out of there? I'm just going to get Reynolds to get those two that are in there. I'll put everybody here so we have them all in the same place. Once they get in the crate, sometimes it's a little tricky to get them out. They get back there and you have to really reach in. Oh no, we're disturbing you. You can tell that the crate is already a nice, safe, secure space, and that's where they choose to go when they want to have a sleep, which is really great. We love to see that they're using their crate like this. Oh, somebody stuck back there. We have to do a tip. There we go. You have to sometimes tip the crate to encourage them to come forward. They do like to tuck themselves way in the back there. There we go, sweetheart. And this is just who I needed, Mr. Blue Collar Boy. Oh, he says, I just had my sleep completely ruined. Oh, I was just all snuggled up in the crate there. Mr. Blue Collar is 1.090 grams, or kilograms rather. Everybody is over a kilogram now. So 1.09 for Mr. Blue. And what I'm going to do is just tuck them back in the crate just to give them that extra security, because they did just move and Mandy's not in here right now. We'll let Mandy in just a minute. Oh, and Reynolds got some food made up. So we'll see if anybody wants to try that. Then we got Black Collar Boy, our biggest boy. He's doing very well in the food department. And Mr. Black is weighing 1.25. So he's a really great weight. So we'll just see, we'll put them over in the general direction and see if anybody's hungry. Because Mandy was in here before they did all nurse, so they might not have much of an appetite. Green collar boy is here. And green is, we go from the biggest to the smallest. Oh, and there's Black enjoying some food. Green collar, my little sweetheart. This guy's just so much fun. You know, he's the smallest, but he is also the bravest. We do not ever hear him squeaking too much. He runs out with his tail wagging to say hi. Oh, no, we just had a wreck, as you can see when they've, oh, Reynolds missed it there. We just had a puppy fall completely in there. That was yellow collar. Just got completely covered in the food, just went in and fell over. So green collar is 1.03 kilograms. And we'll see if he wants to add to that little total there. He's nice and solid. They're all doing really well with their weights. Yellow collar, who is the one that had the skid, who is over here. Mr. Yellow is 1.15. And you can see he's got a little shiver going on because he fell in there and got wet. But now he's realized, wait a second. Oh yeah, oh. It's really fun to watch them. It's quite an adventure for them to learn how to eat. Somebody will come along and lick that off of him. Mandy will if the puppies don't in the meantime. Orange collar is right here eating, and orange collar is 1.22 kilograms. And then last but not least is little Squeaky Fuss, our little fussy pot, and that's red, and she's 1.06. I'm just going to put her over here and see if maybe that will make her happy. No, she said, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm just all upset. I'm not myself. I'm not settled in yet, so I'm just not going to like anything. I'm going to hide my head, and I'm going to get a little jiggle now, and then I'll feel better. There we go. So sometimes too, just providing the comfort of letting them stick their head under your arm is all that they need, just to snuggle up all of the time. So that's our update, and it is New Year's Eve. We have really enjoyed having you with us for all of 2024. We hope you'll continue on joining us for 2025. We will have our family visit coming up soon for these puppies, and we'll continue with our updates and our allocation video. And then before you know it, in 2025, we'll have Cayenne's litter. So we'll have another redhead in the house. Cayenne's a little bit bigger than Mandy is. So we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have a moment, that you'll pop some comments down in the comments section for us. And we always invite your questions, and we really appreciate that you've watched our videos for all of 2024. So Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you again next year. Thanks so much for watching.